Commence primary ignition.
Hey, I'm actor Chris Bartlett from The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, and Obi-Wan Kenobi, and you're watching Virtual Cantina Network.
Hey.
Oh my God. That freaked the hell out of me. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another week of the Virtual Cantina Watch-Along. I'm Spencer. I'm one of your hosts tonight. And right now, we are with Dave, who's behind a mask.
Dave Jarin.
This is the way.
Yes. Hello, Dave Jarin. And we got Senor Jefe. How are you, Jeff?
I'm hanging in there. I come on when I'm sick. Just the same. All right.
Yes, you do.
He's dedicated. Anywho, we're glad you all could join us this week. We're
But don't
finally
have
watching this. That's good. We're finally watching something that's not Ahsoka related. Well, Ahsoka adjacent, if you want to
We're
call it
1,000
that.
episodes of Clone Wars.
Yes.
That got old a little fast.
Oh my God. We were like, more episodes of freaking Clone Wars. But we're
Surprised I fell
watching.
asleep during
We're
Rebels
watching
and not
Men-
during those.
We're watching Mandalorian season 3 gallery, which we're very excited about. So make sure you have that up on your D Plus machines. But so much going on in the Star Wars universe. It's day one of New York Comic Con. So if you're in New York, please go say hello to MVO over at booth 3235. Tate Fletcher and Brendan Wayne are there. Good friends of
If
the
you
page.
lick a helmet, it's yours. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
The Nuo Novo, that's one of their fine print. It says that.
Policy. It's right
Yes.
there.
Our
Right.
good friend Dan has brought Katie O'Brien and Omi Abadar to New York, as well as our friend Justin Nunez brought like Laura Mary Kim and 5 other actors, and then 2 major players in Shanna Trupik's crew to sign.
Yes. Nice.
So that's pretty cool. So if you look for Ahsoka people, and we have a meetup on Saturday night. So take a look at that. If you're in New York Comic Con on the 14th at 7 p.m. at the Times Square Edition Hotel, we'll be at the lobby bar. If you go to Mosh Isley, you might stop by for a drink beforehand. Also say hello to our good friend DJ Elliott. DJ Elliott is manning the main stage over at New York Comic Con right now, and Fantha Tracks is there too. So a lot of people, a lot of good things happening in New York Comic Con right now. Say hello to our friends and all that over there. But we got a crap load of stuff going on right now. And I think I just figured out what our Halloween movie is going to be. It has Star Wars.
Yeah, it was a lengthy discussion, so hopefully we figured something out.
I hear it.
Little Shop of Horrors. It's on Max.
Little Chopper of Horrors? What was that?
Little Chopper
Little
of
Shop of Horrors. We're watching more Rebels. There you go. But yes, I actually just came back watching Little Shop of Horrors with Frank Oz, which was absolutely fantastic. I was the only schmuck wearing a Star Wars t-shirt.
As you should be.
Exactly, and a Virtual Cantina hat. But it was great because I sat with a whole row of our members, which was great. So it was nice to with Frank and I and a whole bunch of others. But we got a whole lot of stuff going on over on the VCN. Dave, why don't you take us through that?
So the VCN this weekend we got going is Jedi Archives is back, and they are doing a new series of comics. They're starting a new series. They're doing Dark Droids 1, issues 1 and 2. They're going over. We got Rebels Revisited coming back on Monday. They are doing a second part of a watch along that they started last week.
0 Hour Part 2.
There you go. 0 Hour Part 2, second part of that watch along. Building up to in the next couple of weeks, it's coming, the Chopper special, okay? The Murder Droid special is coming to Rebels Revisited in the coming weeks, people.
Greatest hits.
Greatest kills, greatest explosions,
Greatest pushes.
yes. We got all of that coming down the pike, and coming up, hopefully we're going to pull this one together for the next week, is the Unifying Forces review. Now that Geo is back from the Cradle of Civilization, is we're going to do our Ahsoka review and talk about how much and how many things in Ahsoka are related to religion, all religions, really, not just the Christian religion, which is, there's some obvious hit you over the head moments with that, but there's other religions and other mythologies and all kinds of things sprinkled in there. So we're going to be talking all things that on the Unifying Force.
Daughters has a new show this week, don't they? Or next week?
Daughters will have a show next week. We do not know yet who or what they're going to be.
Mystery Daughters. Mystery Daughters.
Yeah.
Mara J. Just put it out there. No, they probably will not do that one yet because we haven't seen it yet. But we need to. Damn it.
Yes. I think Margie will be on the dock right there. And also, as you can see, I'm wearing a brand new Hu Yang.
Hu Yang. Ain't nothing to force with.
Oh, wait, that's
Ain't nothing to force with. And Hu Yang is for the children, which is selling like hotcakes lately. Take a look at that. We got some great stuff out there. Find out all on our TeePublic store. And for the next 2 days, it is going to be 35% off.
Woo!
So load up if you're needing some stuff. Got some good.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the photo ops and the signings that are on our page. By the way, go cruise on over to the Facebook page and check it for New York Comic Con. Like Michelle Lee, Rissa Killar, both playing Ahsoka. Lauren Mary Kim, Clone Wars Ahsoka. What is this? Is it stunts double like Shin Hati, the doubles for Balin Skull, or the stunt performers?
Yep.
For Sabine. Oh my gracious. Costume painters, costume sculptors.
Yeah, that's a big list that they dropped.
And that's all brought to New York Comic Con by our member Justin Nunez, who's a good friend of ours. Yeah. Shauna was supposed to actually be number 8 for that list. She was going to be announcing that she's supposed to be there. For those who don't know, that unfortunately last week we lost the esteemed costume designer for Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, and Ahsoka, Shauna Tropic. Jeff, when you were at New York Comic Con last year, you got to see the Ahsoka costumes. How was that in live action?
San Diego Comic Con. Yeah, seeing that stuff in person. Star Wars always has a huge presence at San Diego Comic Con, and they have an amazing space to display things, and of course, what kind of overshadowed the costumes was the wall with the mural on it from Rebels and Ahsoka. But those costumes, seeing them up close and be able to like see how the elements work together and what underlying things they used or types of fabric or whatever, it's really amazing, especially if you're into any kind of costuming or cosplay. Having that close up and personal kind of, even just a look without even touching it. Obviously you can't touch it, but being able to look at it that close and get a better feel for what textures and things are going on in the different layering, because they do such an amazing job with all different stuff to make it just work so well.
So
and go get Morgan Benoit was the mocap for the Hu Yang fight scenes. Go get your Hu Yang for the children shirt autographed.
And David Tennant. David Tennant is there.
Oh yes, multiple Hu Yang autographs on the. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So you can get Hu Yang. Mary Elizabeth Winstead is there. From everybody who spoke to her, said that she's absolutely lovely to chat with.
Okay, I'm gonna call this one. I'm gonna offer a prize right here, right now. Gonna offer a prize. I'm not telling you what it is yet, but you show a picture on the page of your Hu Yang for the children or Hu Yang ain't nothing to force with shirt, signed by Morgan Beno and Tennant. Prize.
You get something cool.
Something
Ooh.
cool.
You
From
get
the
a rock.
Rock. Oh, for those of you not old enough to have seen It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown every single Halloween on network television,
Poor Charlie
you're
Brown.
missing that reference.
That's always my comment when I don't get anything, you know. So, but yeah, so some great people there. Mary Elizabeth Winstead's there. Hugh McGregor's there. Diana Insanto's there. Tate Fletcher. Joanna Bennett, who was the female Tuscan.
Oh yeah.
So she's there, as well as the Night Owls. We're talking all three Night Owls. We're talking Simon, Mercedes, and Katie.
So
Nice.
That's going to be an awesome photo option.
Yeah. So you got the three of them, and you also got obviously Brendan and Lateef are there as well. So you got the Mandos.
Yep. They just announced Brendan and Lateef will be at LA Comic Con as well.
Yes, with the main cast of Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the main handful. So that'll be fun.
So, and Jeff, you're planning a meetup for that one?
Yeah, I'm looking into trying to do a meetup probably outside of one of the main entrances, just so it's semi-accessible, but not in an area that's overly crowded like we did last year.
Yeah.
So
lurking in doorways.
Likely near Staples Center in the shade outside of one of the West Hall entrance, and but that hasn't been set in stone yet. But that's very likely where we'll be.
Cute. And then following this meetup that we're having on Saturday at New York Comic Con, we also have Fan Expo San Francisco, which we might as well call United States Celebration, because it's being headlined by, oh my God, look, kids, it's Mark Hamill. Applause.
Yes.
There's finally a Mark Hamill sighting at a con in the world in 2023.
That's just so amazing.
And if it wasn't Thanksgiving weekend,
I know. If I wasn't freaking in Disney World.
Poor fella.
I know. It's the thing.
And then 2 weeks later, I'm going to be there. So it's kind of like, I get you.
Oh, there you go. Pop that
I feel
one
you. But yeah, got that. I love that.
The family.
And return of Ray Park. That's actually pretty cool that Ray Park is doing a comic. So
I'm glad he's not blacklisted. He had some questionable things going on and whatever, but it's good that he's sort of redeemed himself.
But it's going to be a very interesting. It's going to be a very interesting thing. If you're staying at any of the local hotels attached to the con in San Francisco, be on the lookout for Ray Park and Daniel Logan. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Am I right? Am I right there, Jeff?
Oh yeah, they are frequent bar attenders, so they will likely be somewhere that you can encounter them if you look for them.
And also, I don't want to forget also one of our biggest meetups of the year, Rhode Island Comic Con, which is going to be hosted by Dave. Wait, too soon?
That hurt. That hurt right there. I was already hanging my head and insert knife and twist.
Yeah, no, but it's one of our biggest of the year. There'll be several members of the Virtual Cantina family and extended family going to be there. And just announced Rhode Island Comic Con, Boot to Eve alumnus Spencer Welding was announced today.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
So
he is a very cool dude, and
he's a very cool dude. So I'm hoping that he'll stop.
He's a ginormous man.
I laugh every time.
Very
I
large.
laugh every time I watch Guardians of the Galaxy, watching him bob his head wearing the Walkman headphones,
Mhm.
listening to "Hooked on a Feeling," Blue
Yes.
Suede. Yes. So a lot of great people there. Chris Bartlett's going to be there, as well as the lead of the Acolyte, Carrie Ann Moss. So that's
not to mention Trinity, and
Trinity herself.
47 other things, but
yeah. Oh, Dan Logan. Dan Logan's gonna be there too. So that's actually pretty cool. But yeah, but if you're gonna be going to some cons or anything like that, you want to meet up with us, please let us know. We'd love to get a meetup started, or just make sure you stop by. Say hi to any of our Virtual Cantina family, because we are global. We are recognized around the world. We were just recognized in Australia.
Wow.
So that's kind of cool. Which the brand's out there, loving it. But yeah, we're about 12 minutes out. Thank you for everybody that is watching. Thank you very much, Virtual Cantina Network and Virtual Cantina and Jeff Caffrey for being in the crowd. I can say anything right now. I feel like God. No, that's serial killer hackers.
I knew that. You didn't have to explain.
I know that. I had explained it because I didn't want to look like I felt that I was a deity.
I'm thankful for.
Ooh, that's a good one. So Dave, why don't you talk about that program that we're looking to do?
Okay, so on the Virtual Cantina Network, we watch along every Thursday night. We've been watching Ahsoka. We watch all kinds of things when they're out. But for the next couple of months, we've got some time. So it's the spooky season. We're planning on trying to find some things that are a little bit spooky in the neighborhood. Next month in November, we've got a watch along with our friends the Skywalkers. We're going to be doing our annual Life Day watch along. But for the other days in November, we're thinking movies we're thankful for. All right. Every single one of the Star Trek movies is on tap just to annoy Jonathan Ottman. No, seriously.
Well, we just watched Star Trek 5 for the last 7 weeks, so
we really have. If you haven't seen Star Trek 5 or you don't know what the plot to Star Trek 5 is, I'll leave it at this. What would God need with a starship? But it really does have some correlations to Ahsoka.
Like this.
But yeah, we're thinking of, if we're putting some out there, if you want to put like right down here in over there in the chat on the place, put it in there. Put some suggestions. We're always open to suggestions. We have some ideas, but we'd love to hear your ideas. Batman 89. No. It didn't come out.
It's always a good go-to.
So let us know. 6 days and 7 nights.
Yeah, who typed that?
Yes.
We're just
gonna watch that here every single week because we're that thankful for Harrison Ford's love letter to his airplane.
It's always good when he can land.
Oh yeah, there's one. I forgot about that one with MH himself there.
Yep.
Or Freddy's in it.
Yes. Yeah, we could. There are other movies in
there.
Oh my
God, Prince Jr. We've got a. I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh yeah, that would be completely.
Movie.
Yeah, that's definitely a horror. I have horrible stories about that movie. Worse than my Empire story.
Well, it's both horrifying and a horror movie, so on both fronts there.
Yes, but there's some good horror movies out there. We got
Sarah Michelle's in that one too, right? She's she's in Clone Wars Rebels.
Yep. So there you go, a whole bunch of stuff. So we got a whole bunch of movies we're thankful. But if you're thankful for a movie, jot it below. We'll make a post and we'll choose some of the best ones that we're thankful for. and we'll watch them next month. But we're thankful for you. We're thankful for our Virtual Cantina family, and we're thankful for all 4 people in the crowd that are not commenting right now.
3 of them are us, but that's okay.
Yes. But thank you very much for being here with us either way. And, people will probably pop in here. But we're going to be watching, I'm excited about watching this, but Gallery Season 3. I'm
totally excited. I have not watched this one yet. And when it was announced we were doing it, I was like, do I do my homework and watch it ahead of time? And I was like, no, I'm going to watch it for the first time with all of you.
Sounds like a plan.
Sure.
I'm not sure if I saw this when it was new or not. I think it came out, like it dropped on a day that I was doing something else and I missed it and didn't return to it. So I can't remember if I ended up watching it or not. So we might be both going in blind, Dave.
Yeah.
Also, if you want something that's good to watch, and I can't preface it enough, Loki Season 2 is brilliant. It is so freaking good. I'm already liking it more than Season 1. So
he seems like he's in a lot of pain in a lot of those scenes. So.
Yes. But I have to say the best character in Season 2, Kyu. You got Short Round as a character called OB, and he is incredible. His comic timing.
I was sitting there, and he's different enough that I had to sit there, and I was like immediately on the IM, checking it out. Is that him? Yes, that is him.
He said that when he got nominated, Kevin Feige called him personally and said, "I want you in the Marvel universe." But yet, he kind of is, because he's extended versions as a stunt coordinator for X-Men in the first movie.
When it wasn't under the current umbrella, but whatever.
Yeah, and the worst kept secret of Deadpool freaking 3 is that a lot of the Fox X-Men are not going to survive. So they're going to kill off that entire run of X-Men and start over with Daniel Radcliffe as
new X-Men.
Yeah, you get Daniel.
There's another tie-in. Aren't a lot of the animated X-Men going to be at Rhode Island?
I think they are. Dave, you get the autographs?
In a week, you're going to be sitting right here where
I just realized that as I was saying that, I'm like, I'm going to wake up with no eyebrows.
There you go.
Did you say you have like a nice plot behind your house that already picked out?
That might be
reserved for somebody else, but
there could be extra space.
You could put someone above the horse. Inside joke. But yes, but we got about 5-6 minutes. But Jeff, you've been to a lot of concerts lately. Tell us about the shows you've been to.
Oh man, last week was the marathon. I started out. It wasn't as much of a concert, although there was a lot of music. Was Tito's Tacos, a local taco spot, was celebrating National Taco Day, coincidentally with Tito's Vodka, because it was also National Vodka Day. So they do a combined event that they've done for like 5 years or so now, maybe 6. And I bust out my taco hat, which is in the car, I think, still, and go down and enjoy some food and some Tito's vodka drinks. You pay a flat fee and they give you a handful of things. And then they have, swag items and, photo booth things. And then they have a band or two play. They have a stage set up where it's mostly mariachis because it's a, Mexican related kind of thing. But the band I missed for our Ahsoka wrap up was a band called Metalachi, which is a metal version of a mariachi band who I've seen many, many times. So I wasn't disappointed that I didn't get to see them. But they're a lot of fun to watch. So, if you ever wanted to see a mariachi version of Crazy Train by Ozzy, they're your band and they do an amazing job. So that was Wednesday. I had a couple drinks, came on the show and talked to Ahsoka. That was fun. Then I was missed Thursday because I was driving to casino out in Highlands here in Southern California to go see Alice in Chains at their theater. So I went out and enjoyed Alice in Chains and ended up getting one of Jerry's picks,
Ooh.
Jerry Cantrell, and continued on deeper into the desert after that show was over and went to Indio to catch Power Trip. So Power Trip was night one was Iron Maiden and Guns N' Roses, and Guns N' Roses played 3 solid hours.
Yes.
They finished at 1 a.m. on the dot and had a whole fireworks display to go off after that. And then
Has anybody else noticed that Axl Rose, when he sings "Sweet Child of Mine," now sounds like Herbert from Family Guy?
Well, me and my buddy were commenting quite a bit on Axl's voice, unfortunately. I don't know if
he's trying. He's trying.
Yeah, but he's lost a lot of weight, so he's back closer to his, svelte young Axl look, and he can move the stage really well. But his voice was cracking a bit. But he did it. He put in that marathon 3-hour show. And then the following night was supposed to be Ozzy and AC/DC, but Ozzy bowed out for health reasons. Hopefully he'll be back for at least the final show soon. But it was Judas Priest filling in for Ozzy, and AC/DC put out an amazing show. I think they were the band of the weekend. Hadn't seen them in a while. Probably out of all the bands, that was the one that I hadn't seen most recently. And then Sunday night was Tool and Metallica, and that was pretty intense. Tool did a good set of basically their well-known songs, which are the ones that I kind of prefer. I'm not a deep cut guy when it comes to Tool, but I do enjoy quite a few of their songs. And then followed by Metallica. They did a fine job, but I had just seen them 2 nights in a row at SoFi Stadium here back at the end of August with some amazing openers, including Pantera. And, so they did a great job, but they were sort of the waning part of the event. But it's a very long weekend for me. I barely made it back, coming back from Indio on Monday in time to produce Rebels. That's why I nodded off for a second at the very end. It was only a minute of dead air, so it wasn't that bad. But, I was expecting to come back and hear Mark going, Jeff, where's Jeff? Jeff, I worked my ass off, Jeff. That's his go-to line for that. It's a Kathy Griffin reference to J-Lo, I believe, but it makes me smile every time he does it. So that would have been amazing to have at the end of the show when I was sort of not aware of what was going on. But yeah, that was my weekend. It was pretty intense. It started Wednesday, and I did go to work on Thursday, but there was quite a long weekend of a lot of amazing bands. And
I literally just found out that Werner Herzog is doing a talk in Boston tonight.
Oh no! Run! Don't walk.
Bye. Go. Shoot.
I gotta find my client pop.
Why are you still here?
But the question is it over already?
Oh, it probably is. A friend of mine just posted about it. I'm like,
okay,
he's in Mandalorian season 1. Why did no one know about this?
All right. That's crazy.
Yes, but anyway, we're up at the top of the hour. So for those who are watching at home, and for those with flash photography, let's start with the 10-second countdown.
Here we go. Whoop, let's see if I can find it. Here we go. All right, we're going.
And counting.
Hey, Grogu. I love that reveal of Grogu when he popped his little head up and Pelly got all happy. That was great. Some of these sets are. Looked like that back wall was the volume in the.
You mean like the sphere, which is basically the volume?
It's the sphere, but the thing about the sphere is it's got LEDs inside and out, which is pretty intense.
I know that. I walked by it several times when I was in Vegas last, but
I need to get up close and personal.
But seeing the footage of U2 is absolutely ridiculous.
It's pretty impressive.
Everybody's like, we may now do Celebration at Las Vegas and have the main panels at the Sphere.
I think it's
That
a
would
few
be
thousand
great.
seats too many, but that's okay. I think it's 19,000. That's a pretty big venue for inside. I think that's bigger than Staples Center.
Are you saying
Also,
Star
one
Wars
slot.
dorks couldn't fill that? Because
Well,
challenge accepted.
yeah, well, that's true. I just in terms of the venues that they tend to use is all.
Bring a panel with Mark Hamill.
Oh yeah.
And Harrison.
Oh,
Yes.
27. That's it. 27 has to be Las Vegas, and you put the 50th anniversary of A New Hope in the Sphere.
There we go.
And then we watch the movie in the Sphere.
Oh.
That would be pretty intense. Gotta love pandemic shoots where everybody's got to wear their mask.
Yeah. It was funny because, someone was making fun of me for wearing a Yoda shirt at Frank Oz. And they gave
Why
me
would they do that?
give me the gif of PCU. Don't wear the shirt of the movie or the band that you're going to see. Don't be that guy. I said, yes, but isn't it funny that guy is the new controller of Star Wars? Gutter. So,
Gunner.
throwing it out there. Speaking of a tool.
Yeah, so I had band shirts for most of the headliners for the Power Trip over the weekend, but I switched it up. Like the first night, I wore AC/DC. And the second night, I think I wore Iron Maiden, and the third night I wore, I don't know, I can't remember now. Anyways, it wasn't the bands that were playing that night. It was bands that were playing that weekend. So a little bit different.
Yeah.
Although I have been known to wear a band shirt for whoever, whenever
I plan to wear a Foo shirt to the show next year. So.
Yeah, well, that's cool. Last night I went to see, speaking of concerts, I went to another concert last night. A friend of mine had some tickets that he wasn't using. If you've ever watched Adult Swim, there's a show called Metalocalypse, and the band on that show is called Death Clock, and they were the headliner with the band Baby Metal, which is a Japanese band fronted by 3 female singers, and an amazing band that just shreds. So that was pretty cool. But I was wearing an Aussie shirt to that show.
So freaking Favreau just said, we got new directors, so we did an NFL draft. Yeah, so did we, John. So did we.
Yeah.
Big Paz.
I love how they've gotten to the point where they can use the volume in such like a seamless way with all the other elements that they incorporate.
Well, I mean, that's what they were all saying that George was trying to work towards initially, but
Right,
even
his idea.
Hayden was saying that like when they were doing Clones and Sith, it was all blue, blue screen, blue background, blue everything. But if they were able to do the Battle of Mustafar in the volume.
Well, the thing about the Battle of Mustafar is that was like length sets. I mean, they were doing those scenes nonstop for huge distances. So the volume might not have been able to accommodate that, but they could have done some some of the stop and fight each other kind of stuff in a space like that really well, and not had an issue with it. But if they're doing that scene where they're fighting and running basically down those corridors, that wouldn't really work as well.
Right.
So they do like they do in Star Trek, and they're running in circles around. The volume's
like
changing.
Cartoon background just repeating behind them.
Yeah.
Put them on a treadmill and have the volume just rotate. I I wouldn't put it past them to do something like that.
Could totally do that.
I love how you can kind of see the puppeting, but it makes it feel more realistic. The puppeteering.
Well, we just saw the child on the track, pushing back to Morlock. I don't care what it's called. It's a Morlock. That's a movie that I'm thankful for. The 1950s Time Machine. That should be on everybody's
Bryce is just going overly deep here.
Yeah, she's delving in.
Doesn't she know that we like Star Wars when it's dumbed down? When it's the same regurgitated junk over and over again, that we don't have to learn anything in Star Wars?
It's like poetry that sucks. I mean, wait, no, that's not right.
It also.
It's great. I love it. Is
that another MVOism? It's like poetry. It sucks.
Sounds like it. That might have been where I got it from. Loved how they stuck the camera down between Din's feet.
Oh yeah, you got the low shot coming up, and
it's an amazing shot just of the cockpit and what's outside, because usually they would have shot straight on and not cared about outside so much, like in the original trilogy. But then having Grogu on his lap just adds to it. There it is again.
I still want to know where on Earth, how does he get, what's the little path like that he gets from the cockpit to the little droid bubble?
That seems a little odd, and it may be some extra customizing that Peli had to do, because theoretically the droid, or that droid socket, whatever they call it, should just be, up into the bottom and not connect to the cockpit. So there'd have to be some extra stuff going on, seal it off on both ends.
You are a Mandalorian no more.
You took your damn helmet off.
Emily's at a con this weekend too, right? I think I saw something on her. What's that?
She's in Chile.
Chile.
But nobody watching.
Because if she was not there, I would have probably said she would have been in New York Comic Con this
Oh
yeah, that would make sense.
And Chris is actually up in Bangor, Maine, at a small con. This was
nice.
I told Aaron he needs to go there since it's basically around the corner from him.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Indeedy.
Chris needs to see another person come up to him and say, "Hey, I'm a member of the Virtual Cantina," which he gets at every show now.
Mm-hmm.
We're like rabbits, we multiply. Or if you cut off one of our heads, 2 more come back.
Yeah, buddy. What the hell? Who's showing up?
I think I like some of the audio from this better. Like you can hear the echoing of that such large space in Katie's voice there.
Right.
But I don't think you hear that during the show. I don't think it sounds like that. I think she's mic'd and they cut that out.
Huh.
I love that TikTok of what is Bo-Katan doing just before Din Djarin shows? Shit. Or the reaction video that Katie did to that was actually awesome. She's like, that's actually what I was thinking was going on. The one thing I think they should have done is they should have made Katie's hair look very stiff, used very like an Aquanet or something to make it paper thin.
Oh, and had it
made it as plasticky as it looks in the Clone Wars.
Right.
You could just given her like a rubber wig of her hair.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah, because
is that closer to Dave's wife's hair, or is that
not really? I mean, I think Ant's hair is a little bit more
I think it was the limitations of the animation at the time.
Yeah. Facials were very much Anne
That-
and Katie.
That's why, like, Obi's beard is just like the beard, like chin guard or whatever it is.
Well, him and Dooku especially.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for everybody for joining us tonight. We greatly appreciate all the crowd tonight.
Not seeing the post in the timeline, but it's in the events.
It's in the group. I have it up on my page.
Yeah, that's where I found it on my phone, but I'm not finding it again, which is weird. But it's under the events, so it's there if anybody needs to grab it.
I love this conversation how she had relearned the character again because she was obviously free in animation, and now she actually has to. Oh wait, we're actually see what I look like.
Yeah, is how does she move? And
yeah, it's a different vibe to having to actually physically act versus just do the voice acting.
so we had lots and lots of Mandalorians.
Can't have too many Mandalorians.
Whew, Doug.
Good old Doug Chang. He's really been a pillar in the design of stuff since the prequels.
Yeah, if you get a chance ever to go see a panel with him, I walked into one at Celebration Anaheim, and I was like, and it wasn't full, and I'm like, what is wrong with you people?
Yeah.
Hey John, how are you?
Somebody else
Facebook user.
Hello, Facebook user.
Always do this. Oh yeah, whoops! I turned it off after he turned it on. There we go. Now it's back.
It was a pleasure to meet up.
This one.
Day 2 of Celebration in London. As soon as I walked in, I grabbed a coffee and I turned around the corner. I'm like, oh, hey, Doug Chang.
Yeah, it's one of the best. Well, he was all over the floor from what I saw, and I wasn't there. So, that's one of the coolest things sort of that happens regularly at Celebration is you're just wandering around and you see. I mean, if you're savvy, you recognize somebody from the shows, the movies, the behind.
Well,
the
that
scenes.
was the cool thing about you said in Boston there for the Frank Oz. I would not have picked him out on the street, but one of our members did.
Right.
He's like walking around.
Came out of a coffee shop. And I would have met Mr. Oz too if I wasn't just like, he's not coming out. And as I'm walking around, thinking to myself, he's going to show up. And as soon as I get in my car, my phone blows up. I was worried. Honestly, I was really worried I was going to get towed. That was a real issue.
Yeah, when that's in the back of your mind, other things don't kind of play as well. I want to know the connection that this freaky ass droid thing has to General Grievous.
Yeah. Like where's the backstory there? Is there like a common manufacturer or something?
Right.
I love how they're talking about Phil Tippett's studio here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Phil is amazing. He always looks so like over it though when they show the photo of him. The video, whatever, he's like, I'm done. But he does awesome stuff. Or anytime his studio is involved in something, you know that the end result is going to be serious quality.
Mando roasting on an open fire.
Yeah, I love how they're just so nonchalant. It's the ruins of Mandalore, and we're camping. We brought like our Coleman stove, and we're sitting out in the dirt. Just
We have no idea what else is down here. It could be a whole army of those stupid droid dudes.
yeah,
But we're just gonna hang out, see what happens.
And we're going to light a fire in it. We're not going to attract anybody or anything with any lights or smoke.
Indeed.
I do like how like Bo is like giving the exposition right there. It's like, yes, this is the meaning of the Mephistus with us.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yeah.
It's easy for you to say.
But we
Hey,
have like
John.
the kryptonite version of the Fortress of Solitude there. The green
Yeah.
crystal. If the Fortress of Solitude is made with the green crystal that Clark throws away.
Kryptonite. I have spoken.
Yeah, I love how he's talking about this. It's like, yeah, no one knew what that logo was on the side of Boba Fett's.
Yeah. Well, and it's coming up. We're not, it's the Life Day special. It's from the holiday special, boys and girls.
That's where it started. But oddly enough, that symbol became very well known through the 90s and into 2000s, even though it wasn't,
Yes.
that prevalent.
Yeah. This is one of the weirdnesses too in this key art here. Is like, wait, the jetpack is going off underwater.
Speaking
Physics,
of jetpack,
physics.
yeah, you speak of
Is he
jetpacks.
lifting
You see that MVO has them on display in his booth at New York.
I did. They not just one, but two. I saw
Yep,
the
two
Boba
versions.
Fett one and the more
Yeah.
Jarin version, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I believe that's actually is that the same pack kit that you can get and modify either? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure if it's one kit or two kits. I don't know. We'll have to talk to him about that. Dave always looks so weird without his hat on, especially younger shots of him.
Both
Yeah,
days.
you're not used to seeing
Oloni
that.
and Foloni.
Yeah.
I resemble that remark.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I think for next year you should start working on your freehand Ahsoka drawings.
Just sign it Dave and a little picture of Ahsoka.
Yep.
Yeah.
No one will know the difference.
But like a half-ass version, but still good.
Yes. You're right. Uh-huh. Until people we know get it back to him, and then I am on Dave Filoni's shit list. That I don't need.
Note to self: invite Anne to Scum.
See, that's what I'm talking about. If you will do that to me, I'll be sitting here and I'll be saying something like I'm Dave Filoni, and I turn around and it's his freaking wife, and it's like smacked in the face.
Yeah. How dare you impersonate my husband?
Honestly, I would absolutely love to get a picture of you, Chopper, and Anne together and have her text it to Dave.
There you go.
Was that a spoiler there?
Maybe, or prediction. But we know Foloni or Trapper Wolf might show up, so.
Next weekend. Next weekend.
Speaking of that, I mean, Skip called me. Should I bother bringing my Savvy Saber, or between you, him, and April, you guys set?
Do you know how many I have?
No.
At least.
And how many does April have?
Probably a similar number. I'm pretty sure Skip has at least that many.
Because I said I was going to consider bringing my Savvies.
Just build a new one.
Well, no,
Well, he's
next
talking about at Nashville, not for the birthday.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I've got for my trip at Thanksgiving is
Oh,
I've got a
Yep.
Savage reservation.
So
already
I
know
have to say, this episode and this scene was some of my favorite of season 3. Is that we got to see more of Kurosawa.
Yeah, and I love what Doug's talking about here is they're referencing the staircase with Anakin running up it and Omid and the
the same location being used in alternate ways.
Well, he also showed some of this in Andor as well, which was great when they finally, they showed it there years later.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I mean this whole deal is this had to have influenced the city scenes in The Fifth Element. This Corbin Dallas's cab all day.
Well, didn't ILM do that movie as well?
Very likely.
Ooh.
I'm sure they reused some models and ideas here and there.
What?
We've been looking for an excuse to watch Fifth Element too. That's
the
on
ILM
the
connection.
Yep. Write that one down.
It's written down. We've been talking for a while now. Like, oh, we need an excuse to watch Fifth Element. I have it on Blu-ray.
Multipass.
Yes. I need an autograph from Katie O'Brien saying, turning it to 11.
Just not even her face, but just the shot of her hand on the knob.
Now, I wanted the shot of her eating a biscuit.
Yeah.
And I was like, Katie, you're such a great actor, but Eliana, what a bitch.
Well, when she gets to that point, then you know she's a great actor because it's like she's believable.
Well, I can just go up to her and say, Tom's Day. Am I right?
Sure, she gets that all the time.
Yeah, I know. She actually has a sticker of that on her.
I love how just modest Carl is.
Oh, this was awesome.
Wow, take those Jedi down.
So, man.
That's a fun rock wall.
Well, if you remember, Dave doesn't remember from watching the panel, but Jeff would know this, is like when they did the Mandalorian panel in Chicago, as soon as Carl comes on stage, he goes full Apollo on the crowd. And goes, I want you, I want you, I want you.
Yeah, I only made it into that big hall or theater, whatever it was called, for the episode 1 panel.
And me too, and I wish I went to something else instead of that.
Oh,
I was happy to win one of the lottery things, but
right.
I definitely would have preferred something else, anything else. But it was great to see Ahmed. I'm mixing names up. Ahmed get his accolades, his round of applause coming out. That was cool. There should have been more people from that movie there, though.
See, I think that's really cool to see here too. That's the scene, the paintball scene, to see. It's like where we thought that was a little bit of cheesy CGI is the little backflip. No, they did that practically.
I love the amount of movement that they've gotten to with the puppeteers.
Why did the paint splatter look like the marshmallow that we got on our proton pack?
It was pretty much a piece of silicone that they could put on and remove without damaging his little outfit. I would like to see the baby.
And that's kicking me again now that Werner's in Boston.
Nah. Maybe he's hanging out at a bar somewhere and you can go find him.
Took me an hour to get to Cambridge.
I like how she said they allow the puppet to do as much as practically possible. Like, do it. He's so good. He's such a great puppet. You need to use him, overuse him.
Did he have 100 brown M&Ms in a brandy glass, or he would not go on stage with them?
Weren't they orange?
They look freaky. It looked like there was a screwdriver stuck in his back.
Yeah, that is. Look.
Someone look for Mark Truex.
Look, there we go. That's pretty much what it is.
Them little eyeballs. Ka-chunk. Giving the baby flashbacks. Quit it. You don't need no flashbacks. Oh, although it's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that's totally over. That was tonight at 6:30.
What I really like about these flashback scenes is that they obviously had a slightly younger looking version of the puppet.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like his features are just a little different, little more kind of compact and not,
Now, what I want to go back and like look at now is that the season 1 puppet, or is there even yet another younger version for that, or have we forgotten how young he looked in
Right, it's very possible that they just recycled something that we haven't seen in a while and it made it look that much younger. Get Ahmed rocking that robe. He's like, you're the next contestant on the Jedi Archives, whatever the hell the show was called. Come on with me.
Yeah.
I like how they put the
Yes
old stuff on his, like the lapel or whatever.
There it is. Jar Jar the Redemption.
He barely aged in that time too.
But also, and they talk about it, and they're about to talk about it right now, is they saw him at Celebration and the love that he got at Celebration in Chicago, and that gave them the idea then.
Yes.
I love that thing with Bryce. It's like I haven't seen him since I was like 16, just hanging out on the set of the prequels.
Right. She got some cool places to hang out because her dad wasn't really involved at all, I don't think, in the prequels.
People it's like Ron Howard shows up on your set. Do you tell him no?
Yeah. Listen, Opie, get off here.
Like, get out.
Get off.
Get out, Richie Cunningham.
I did not know that Werner Herzog made Grizzly Man. That's good.
Oh, there's Emily.
Sorry, I'm reading about the event that you missed out on because you knew nothing about it, just because, slacker.
I'll post lots of pictures of all of us at Rhode Island.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what we need.
And I'll send them to your cell phone.
I don't doubt that you will.
Someone quick, drop Dave in. Emily.
I love how they just made Emily's character just use the tools she has when she fights. Like, I got a badass hammer. I'm just going to use this.
Opie Cunningham from Saturday Night Live. Great reference there.
Andy. Opie, we're going to Mount Pilot.
Opie Cunningham, yes.
Hello there, Facebook user.
That was
Hey, Pete.
John
How are
a
you?
while ago. Oh, we're
We
battling
both
again,
did
Dave.
time.
There, that was
Everybody push the button at the same time.
Good to see you, my friend. We were just watching Emily Swallow on television, and you just saw Emily, and she recognized our logo on your shirt. Thank you for
That's
wearing our London jersey when you met Emily and Tate.
Okay, this was my favorite version of like Grief Karga being Apollo
It was
Creed
Chris.
is the robe with the little droids that had to carry the train.
Yep. If you walked out to living in America, that would be awesome.
But you need to have a little bit less on underneath those robes.
Instead of I live in
Mythosaur.
we're at the same place at the same
Yeah.
time there. But
Hey, there's Copper.
Yeah, Copper is an amazing droid that Chris, who introed us, created.
They should really do a Photoshop of Carl and Chris in Rhode Island. David, did you get it?
They're in a lot of scenes together, so.
Yeah.
Oh,
boo.
And Carrie Jones is great as a salad face.
salad face.
And Misty as Shard. I mean, Misty as the Smee.
Smee, Mr. Smee. Boom. Practical explosions.
You got Tate with the big freaking gun.
Oh, there's JJ.
Oh, Favreau. It's like, oh, there's a compliment. It looks like CGI. He's like, JJ.
So is Brand X his company? Brand X Stunts? Because he's got that shirt on. But it also uses the Mandalorian logo, so I'm wondering how, if it's more connected. I'm not logo, but font.
You're not allowed to use the Mandalorian font if you're not directly associated
No, I'm
with
just saying it gives it a more of a connection. So he's also got the A that has the.
It's
Mando
hard to
in-
see him like without his full like beard that he has now.
He had more hair when we talked to him too. Like he looks
Yeah.
very like clean cut. He looks a lot younger in these shots than he did when we had him on.
Azilians or naughties? Discuss.
Fight to the death.
Bad turtle. No squeezy.
I prefer the Azalians. The naughties just I don't know, they're okay. Not my favorite.
Oh, yeah. You got to give Mando the extended barrel blade.
Those are some nice weapons. I love that gun. That's what I hate about these shows when they destroy an amazing weapon like the Darksaber.
Right.
It's so cool. Don't.
I bet like the first couple of times is that would be a whole thing. I'd love to see the behind the scenes of when they make the gun an inch and a half longer and Brendan's used to that like low draw and it just
he
like
can't pull it out.
closer every time.
He has to get a higher shoulder to get the gun out. Probably has a lot to do with his range of movement in that suit too. Is that Shauna? Yeah. You'll see her in a second. There she is.
Yeah.
What I thought was really cool about Shauna at some of the especially season 3 premieres of or maybe even Ahsoka, was the groups of cosplayers that I know, and how many different people got like amazing compliments from Shauna about what they had created.
Well, she did a panel in London on cosplaying with Maria, who's the hair designer.
Oh, cool.
I wish I wanted to go to that. Notman went to it.
Oh, nice.
I absolutely love the number of colors and different variations of all the Mando armor that she just put together like almost seamlessly. There, it's like it's obviously mismatched, but it still works.
Fits together really well. The battle droid head was such an amazing touch.
Yeah, like her and her team, just the quintessential definition of the space western. Because for those of you that don't know, like, she's responsible for like a lot of the costuming from all the way back to Firefly.
And
you know,
beyond.
that,
she's
it
been
is
around longer than that.
before that even, yes. But I'm talking about like just this. If you're going for space westerns,
Right.
Mando, Firefly, Book of Boba Fett. That's you know what I.
B.
Emily and her realization that she's not the only one who has issues in armor. Yeah, armor can be interesting to wear. Thankfully, everything I've worn has always been light, but extremely bulky in some cases. I thought it was really cool that Emily, has been doing both the acting and the voice for the armor, where a lot of other characters it's one or the other kind of thing. And there's another shot of Chris, Doc Brown,
Christopher Lloyd.
It's interesting seeing her with her
about him being in Star Wars, and then disappointed about him being in Star Wars.
It's interesting seeing her with her not the helmet, but with the head sock.
Right, keeping her hair back or whatever. Bombardier.
Yeah.
There's more of Shauna. It's interesting that they had to fit Jack Black's sort of physique and make it look good. I wonder if they had, like, if he came in with that beard and they're just like, keep it. Like, they didn't expect it. And he just was like, okay, I'm going
to
not shave and then come in and do this thing.
He looks like Baron Munchausen.
Yeah, and I mean, this is fun, and I think this is a great idea that you have these great actors who are great supporters of the thing, and like they get a role. But yeah, there's a little much. This is one of the things about the season that took me out of it.
Definitely took me
out
of
it. Didn't take me out of it. I was just disappointed how unimportant he really was.
Right.
But Jack Black and Lizzo.
Yeah, they're very animated.
I mean, he has a good year. You know, he played Bowser. He played Bernardier.
That music is amazing. So, little taste.
Yeah.
He did a great job as Bowser.
But again, it's a thing. As Bowser, he's Jack Black playing Bowser.
Right.
It's not
But
in
it's also
Star Wars
just his
where it
voice.
would have been helpful if he could have played not Jack Black.
Would have been interesting is to have him voice a character that wasn't like him, some sort of creature or something.
Speaking of Jack Black, Kyle Gass is going to be at Rhode Island.
Woo.
The other half of Tenacious D.
Yes.
Would you have him sign the Pick of Destiny, Jeff?
I had one. I've met Jack and Kyle. They were on the radio station at the college I work at, and I went and hung out outside the door between where they would leave and where they would end up at their car until they came out. I got a photo with them.
Yes. And what do? They use the Force to cheat at croquet.
Yep. Bocce ball. I love the revisiting the chef droid with all the Grievous arms.
Yeah, that's talked about a lot in some of the books. Like I think the Last Stand or the last something with it's a audiobook novel about Han and Lando, and there's a large bit about like the chef droid.
Ah. Oh, and there's a Rex.
Okay, so which came first, DJ Rex or the Nintendo robot?
Well,
Because
he wasn't a DJ. He was
I
just a
think
pilot.
they're the same. Or I
They're
mean,
very
the original Rex droid,
Oh,
not
is that
DJ
Christine?
Rex. You know what I mean?
The bartender droid. I think I saw that in Vegas.
Sans the droid, yeah. I think they borrowed one way or the other from each other for the for Pilot Rex, who then became DJ Rex.
Daft Punk is the bartender. It was Christine.
Yep. A little poking her head out of that gonk droid or whatever it was. So I like this shot with them outside and all the ships just sort of, parked, as it were.
They're in like the Mandalorian campground.
Yeah, like it's a rest stop.
It's like where we park all the RVs and we sit outside by the fire pit.
I think that I would not have minded Jack Black in Star Wars so much if he was not.
Possibly. I mean, there'd be one level of over the top as opposed to like just two.
Yeah, I think all those cameos should have been separate. You shouldn't have got like Bombardier with Lizzo, Jack, and Christopher, sort of in the same location, almost the same scenes. Lizzo and Jack, obviously, in mostly the same scenes. If we could have spread that out a little bit, it might have not have been so jarring. And it's like you were saying about the Tim Meadows cameo, and it's like
that bothered me as well. I mean, in that scene in particular, because the thing is, he was a desk jockey, which he plays in almost everything he does.
Right, and then he was very Tim Meadows. He wasn't like, Star Warsy. At least Christopher Lloyd was getting like, into that character, being more sort of Star Warsy than he was like.
Could you bet if Jin was the ladies' man? If you played the ladies' man as that character in Star Wars?
Yeah, well, I would have loved to have gotten a photo with him. I saw him in doing some stand-up a month ago. He was amazing, though. If you get a chance to see him do stand-up, he's funny as hell. Look at that. Ooh, I got a hammer and a pair of pliers, and I'm going to beat your ass.
Uh-huh.
You may have a crazy shank, but I'm going to... Oh, that's an interesting version of the Darksaber.
The little short bit that they can add the rest to.
Stunt version without the tip, so she could swing it like she did. Not worry about hitting the ground or other things, people.
And the
not being pointy.
The stunt double for Emily in this scene is one of Justin's people that he has at New York.
Cool. I thought you said Smurf double at first. I was like, wait. That's
yes. It was Smurfiest.
The Smurfiest of the Smurf.
That's kind of interesting that the it was an LED light for the shield, the Captain America rubies.
Oh yeah, that they just like kept. Yeah, it was practical, and it's not just CGI
like
over top of it.
Acrylic with stuff carved in it, and then lighting it from the edge or whatever. So, it makes sense to do it practically on set, and it makes it much more something to interact with for the actors. Ooh, Vader. Oh, who's that guy? That was Tony, wasn't it? Murder bears for the win.
Boom, boom, boom.
We need murder bears and the murder droid to team up.
Yep.
Chopper on Endor.
I think they need to go.
Okay, this was not Dave. You are telling us a fib. That was not Ripley in the computer.
The mech.
That was like Krang in the movie. That is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles all day, and you know it.
He wanted to have the reference be a little bit more highbrow than what you thought.
No, because all of us thought Krang the first time we saw it.
Oh yeah. And we know, Dave, you're the same age. You watched the original Ninja Turtles cartoon, the exact same that we did on Saturday morning. No.
You see the gear behind him has a baby on board logo?
Yeah. Yep.
I bet that's going to be another Cosmic Celebration is the mocap between IG-11. You'll love to do that. Do you think he's doing the codes for Contra?
Left, right, up, down, A, B, A, B.
Like, start. And that's why I can't remember what I had for breakfast because
that information is emblazoned in your brain.
Quick, blow on the cartridge. Does that work?
Yep. You didn't blow on it right. Here, give it to me. I love how into it Giancarlo was.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious. He was like over the top, but in a good way, not Jack Black over the top.
Yeah, truly.
Over the top, in character over the top.
And he wasn't Gus Fring, but he had elements of Gus Fring.
Mm-hmm.
So he was very cool about the originality.
I did not like his arc in season 3. like his reveal was like anticlimactic.
Yeah, it was a little kind of weird. And then it leaves it open to an extent.
Right. He's coming back. There's more to that.
Somehow,
Look,
Moff
Hero's
Gideon-
Journey right there. Hear more about the hero's journey on the Unifying Force. There's entire episodes about that. Look them up.
Season
Interplay.
4, new T-shirt on the Virtual Cantina T-Public. Somehow, Moff Gideon returns. I sent a
I
picture.
thought it was interesting how he went
yeah.
to this mech suit that is technically supposed to be a dark trooper, but it's got the maul horns and it's like a weird kind of amalgamation of things. And the original dark trooper mech suits were huge, like 9 feet tall. So he's got to be missing some element of that. Although he does have some amazing strength and power in that.
Modernization, miniaturization.
Yeah, exactly.
They sent it off, like they sent it overseas for a redevelop.
Everything tiny.
I still love, watching this episode in London, hearing a pin drop at the end of it in the big theater with like 3,000 people. Like you could hear a pin drop, and me texting Tate going USOB and him writing LNAO.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing. That whole scene, I was like, no, wait, he made it.
Fight him off. He can
make it. He's
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. And then he started to get those jabs to the soft goods, and it was like, oh no, he's done. I love the
ties hanging like bats.
yeah, like bats. That was amazing. They did an amazing job with some of these ideas.
I mean, I'm loving the fact that they're doing so much like work, bring back the Mandalorian guards and stuff, because we all thought that, regardless of what you think about Last Jedi, that scene in the chamber room with those guards was badass.
Oh yeah, that was visually one of a great scene and a very memorable kind of. The entire movie was very reds and blacks.
Right.
Salt.
Yeah, like who would have thought we got like red salt?
Right.
Latif.
I didn't like this whole Praetorian Guard fight because they were fighting Jedi and holding their ground, and now they're fighting Mandalorians and not. I mean,
Well,
that's the exact same version.
Is Mandalorians are supposed to be a match for Jedi.
Well, that's true. To an extent, they have a lot of anti-Jedi armors and weapons and tricks. Pew pew. Yeah, that's a very rudimentary shield that she's got, but it's a great placeholder, and it's a great item to allow the lighting to be proper. That's one of the things when they first did light up blades for some of the fight scenes. Well, specifically Anakin versus Dooku in, I believe it was episode 2. Might have been episode 3. But they actually had light up sabers, stunt sabers to use. It gave it a whole different feel because you got the true lighting, the true movement of the blade, everything.
That I think is one of the greatest things about being able to do it this way, as opposed to with fiberglass sticks.
Yeah, especially with everything being so shiny. Like Gideon's armor is so shiny, Din Djarin's armor is so shiny. Everything in the background, if there's a droid around, whatever.
So did you see the TG droids are now walking around Batu.
Yeah, there's. I saw a photo of that. They look like big versions of BD1,
Yeah.
but they really need more like R2, R5. I saw Chopper. He's pretty fun. He got mad at me because I was wearing logos that he doesn't like.
Did he flex?
No, he was just going. Rah, 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 rah. Sounded like the penguin.
I can't wait to see, like, I know not nearly as many characters will be out here as there are there, but I want to see who's on Batu East.
Have they introduced anything over there?
Like I said, I don't know. I haven't been since they started that whole introducing the new characters and stuff. I haven't even been there since they've sent out Boba and Fennec.
Right. So we've had Boba and Fennec for a while, Mando and Grogu for a while. Hera and Chopper just started. Ahsoka just started. Obviously, the other characters, Rey and Chewie and Vi and Kylo and the Troopers, those have been around for a long time. But they really need more. They should be better inhabited by characters than it is.
Speaking of Ahsoka, one of my friends just sent me my Ahsoka print with a signature from Mary Elizabeth on it already. Yes.
Very nice.
On to Diana and David tomorrow.
Nice. So the fact that they backtracked with the name.
Shane, come back, Shane.
I think they should have went. Did they go IG-11, then IG-12, and now back to IG-11? Is that the name, or is he still IG-12? He should be IG-13.
No, they went back. He went back to 11.
Yeah, it should be IG-13 because he's a new version again.
Right.
Makes me laugh every time. Well, that was interesting.
I think that scene right there, the silhouette with Grogu's.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite things that they did with the puppet, was having him do that little sort of tap dance move on the way in. Well, that was good. Lots of great behind the scenes stuff.
I like that. That's really good.
I like the fact that we were able to get, Emily and Brendan and Shauna and, JJ chatting, as opposed to, a lot of the other characters.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're really hearing a lot of the people behind what's going on. You even got like a few little brief comments from Lateef in there.
Yep. Yeah. And then they showed him doing his thing a few times, which was really cool, especially when he had his helmet off, because it's like, oh, damn.
Right.
Yeah, it's not just, it wasn't the director saying what's going on. It's everybody involved, and you really see what's going on.
Yep. But anyway, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for those who watched with us tonight. We appreciate you stopping by for those who there. Check in this next weekend. We got a couple things going on the Virtual Cantina Network, including a new episode of the Jedi Archives. And also, don't forget, on Saturday night, we have our meetup at New York Comic Con. If you're New York Comic Con, make sure you try to find some of our Virtual Cantina family and get an autograph or a photo op.
Don't forget, you get the Hu Yang shirt. If you got one, get it signed by 2 different Hu Yangs that are going to be there, and special prize. Put it on the page, and I will message you privately, and we'll talk about what your prize is going to be. I got some cool stuff I'm looking at that I'm thinking about.
So are you going to accommodate more than one person if that happens, or are you just the first one that you see?
We'll see how many do it. I've got some options. I've got some things that are open.
He's going to give you an autographed USS flag.
Yeah. Well, I have
like 5 of them. He might do that.
I actually there's.
full size
Oh.
that we had when we were kids. Anyway, thank you very much for those who joined with us tonight. We will see you next week where we will be doing a very special showing of Little Shop of Horrors, which is very exciting, and we'll do a counter of how many times during it Dave's going to slap me.
Yeah,
I will be
there
sitting
you
next to Dave in North Carolina next week. What are we doing?
it'll be Spencer's
it's
little
gonna be a-
space, right
I
here.
need a wide angle shot for that one.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I can just push this monitor back a little bit, and we can like get a 2-shot.
Yeah.
It's going to be like the meme of Batman and Robin, the slap.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you very much for joining us tonight. From Jeff and Dave, Spencer saying, "May the force be with you."
May the force be with you all.